Okay, greetings, y'all. It is a Roby Tuesday here in the P&P universe, and immediately, Tony, I got to shout out the pre-show post of the day. Goes to none other than the queen of the scene, Miss P&P herself. Patty from Napa checks in with a comment for Rags. She says, let me make sure I quote her warmly and accurately. She called Rags, there she goes. Yeah, hey, Rags in New Jersey, how are you, lover boy? She's chucking a lover boy at Rags. And by the way, Patty, if you're going to mention lover boy, it's time for another viewing. Oops. By the way, upside down is kind of cool, too.
Nice, dude. Oh, I love it. I love it.
There you go.
And, I mean, might as well, if you're going to do that, Paulie.
Yeah, show cheeks. Show our very own cheeks from the community. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, I got to do this.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Rescobar checks in. That's my job. Everybody hang tight. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what, Cheeks? Maybe you update this. Maybe a new shot for 2026, like with a different color scheme on or something. I don't know. We should have like a new Cheeks installment for the new calendar year. Just throwing it out there.
Have red pants or red shorts that we could get glutes in the red. I don't know if you have any red sweats, red pants, red shorts. I'm just saying. That's all.
Yeah. Maybe red sweatpants, red shorts, whatever it takes. Anyway, great to see everybody today. And by the way, let me start the show with a personal note. We are going to check in with Dan and Carlos today from Scottsdale. We'll do some Giants news there, but also some news I think the P&P community would want to know about. My main man Rags in New Jersey, who's shoveling his way out of snow, sent a note this morning, and he said, guys, just be advised, Rags is going in for surgery on his hand tomorrow. He's got like bone spurs in his hand. Ooh. So anyway, wish him luck. Good luck, Rags. You'll be fine. And then also, for the recovery, he's going to have to go lefty like Steve Young. He's going to have to incorporate like new moves with the left hand. You guys know what I'm talking about. While that hand is healing up, he'll have to try octopusing, one potato, two potato with the left hand. So we'll call him lefty from now on. But Rags, be well tomorrow and good luck. You'll be okay. You're a tough dude.
And technically, we can say that he is getting a hand job tomorrow, correct?
Wow. Can I get a laugh track, please? Punctuate your own riff. That was a good one. He's getting a hand job. Yeah. Hey, we're just talking about the medical field. That's all. You read into it what you will, but your mind is in the gutter if you think impure thoughts.
I don't know what you're trying to think I'm trying to imply. I'm just saying that Rags is getting work done on his hand, and I wish him nothing but the best. Okay?
Yeah.
So good luck, Rags. We love you, and this is your mulligan, buddy. This is your hall pass for one day. Okay, buddy?
Well, he said he might miss a show tomorrow for the first time ever. Keep that in mind, everybody. Rags has never missed a show, which is kind of hard to wrap my head around. The guy's never missed a single show we've done. It's so impressive. We all love you, Rags. Be good tomorrow. Patty, yes.
On that note, episode 268 today. Episode 268, Paulie. Some numerology as we get the day going. 268. Can I just give you 168? Can I give you 168? I think you know where I'm going. I think you know where I'm going.
I do. Go ahead.
Big man up front. Just making holes for the Niner running game back in the 80s. Big John Ayers. Ayers. John Ayers. The big 68, Paulie. And then, of course, we have the number 2 and the number 8. I'll put number 28. I'll go Corey Snyder back in the day for the Giants. Corey Snyder. Okay, go on.
All right. Well, I'm going to kind of jumble the numbers around too. I'll pull a 28 from that, and I'm going to say shout out. I hope you're ready for it, Tony, because here it comes. Shout out Dana Hall.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, little Dana Hall, dude, playing the secondary, getting it done. Late 80s, dude. Dana effing Hall.
And by the way, Paulie, I see Grosh out there. Grosh, you're on point with 28 being Buster Posey, and thank you for going right down Broadway for us.
Yep.
Paulie and I like to veer off the road a little bit, so thank you for keeping us back on the main highway with Buster number 28. I mean,
what do you mean? You're saying Dana Hall's not on the main highway? He's not on the tip of everybody's tongue? Come on. You got to know your Niner history. I bet you Carlos knows it. Dana Hall, brother. By the way, how odd is it that the guy has 4 letters in his first and last name? Ponder that.
Dude, it's amazing, dude. And also, by the way, we could go 82, Paulie. We could either go John Taylor.
That's where
you could go Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson.
Dude, respect to Eric Johnson, big tight end out of Yale, who took Jessica Simpson's hand in marriage, no less. So well done. And but I got to say, dude, that you know, the numerology game is fun. The audience is playing along now too. Dude, here comes Scarlet Fire out of nowhere. LC Greenwood. Okay. With the Pittsburgh Steelers, number 68. How about Humdinger? Humdinger doing like a mathematical equation. 2 + 6 + 8 = 16.
See, now Humdinger's actually doing real numerology because when you add up the numbers, like my Uncle Paul and my Aunt Lisa taught me this about if you're looking for a new home, you look at the address and you add up the numbers of the address and to see what the meaning of the numerical meaning is on that new address.
I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and if you do some research and you find out that it's a curse, you may want to keep shopping. You may want to just call Tom Stack and say, Tom, this is not the place we want. Let's keep shopping. Let's keep cruising around. Keep telling us stories about you working with Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead while we look at homes together. Okay, and we're going to talk about Tom later on in the show, buddy.
Yeah, Tom Stack, actually, I was in touch with him this morning. He's working some open house stuff today, so he's a busy man today, but we'll talk about his real estate services in a second. Tony, before we go any further, can I just shout out John Taylor for a second? You mentioned him, number 82. What would he be worth today? Honestly, like if you were going to evaluate John Taylor's monetary his value in 2026.
Well, Paulie, hold on a second. You did not differentiate. Are you talking about John Taylor, the football player, or John Taylor, the bass player from Duran Duran?
Either one. One. Who, you know what I mean? I mean, John Taylor from Duran Duran might be worth more than John Taylor, the football player.
Also, John Taylor, Power Station, was he in Power Station as well?
Now you're insulting me. Now you're insulting my entire family. You know what I mean? If you don't know that John and Andy Taylor, the Taylor brothers now, were both in frickin' the Power Station with Tony Thompson on drums, a savage. And Robert Palmer on vocals. Of course, John Taylor. Dude, he's slapping some funky bass and some like it hot, dude.
Yes, dude. Absolutely. Yeah. You want to multiply.
Are you gonna do it? So anyway, Tony, the value of Jonathan Taylor, wide receiver today. The guy never said a word when he played. People say he was in the shadow of Jerry Rice, but he was the number one receiver for any other team in the NFL. I would say he would probably, I don't know, 25 mil a year, 30 mil a year for John Taylor.
Well, if our guy Juwan Jennings is expecting 22, then yes, John Taylor. And by the way, do you think? Wow, finish. John Taylor would have ever gotten in the face of Bill Walsh on the sideline in the middle of the game?
Never,
because he's not getting the ball enough.
Do you think John Taylor would ever have gotten a $100 million paycheck from the 49ers and then just stop coming to work? Do you think he would have done that? Yeah, I'm not coming in.
And then driven by Candlestick at 120 miles an hour.
And then holding an ice cream cone.
Posting it on YouTube. Jesus
And then letting an ice cream cone melt all over his hand for 9 minutes. I don't think John Taylor would have done it. You know why? He was too busy returning punts for touchdowns. That's why. Okay, Tony, as we grease the skids today and get the show started, we should make an announcement. Tony and I have to have a hard out at 1 o'clock today. We have a we have a meeting today. We have a meeting tomorrow. We actually had a meeting yesterday. I don't know what the hell's going on this week, Tony. It's a little too many meetings, but we do have
two guys who just loathe meetings back in the day at KNBR. We've got a lot of meetings these days, but you know what, Paulie? It's all for the greater good of the PMP Familia, the PMP show. It's all for the greater good. We're looking very forward to March 25th, Giants opening day, and our opening day frolic, which will be at Standard Deviant. We have to come up with a name for that. We had a great meeting with Jeff Faust from the Freestone Peaches yesterday. Things cooking with Fausty, as Paulie likes to call him. By the way, well, no. If Faust, I would love to play that Koa Wood bass one day of Jeff.
Is that the little one he has?
Yeah, dude, that thing is so, and it sounds so good. The tone of that thing when he plays that thing at gigs, and I'm jealous too because bass guitars are pretty freaking heavy. Like
very,
very, I mean, like the neck of a bass guitar is like a freaking branch. But that's why he started playing that thing because he was like, I need to play something lighter. But he said,
how about try this? Tony, try this on for size. The guys in Rush, Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee, when they play the song, one of my favorites actually of all time, it's a classic Rush song called Xanadu, trippy ass song from the 70s. When they play that song, Alex and Geddy are both wearing double necks, dude. Double necks. Because Leifson has some 12-string parts, and then he has lead on the 6-string, and then Geddy plays bass, but then he also plays some rhythm guitar on that track. So Geddy has a bass and a one neck is a bass, one neck is a guitar. Imagine how heavy that damn thing is.
By the way, you said Xanadu. I couldn't help but think of Olivia Newton-John's Xanadu.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the Rush Xanadu is far superior to Olivia Newton-John's.
Yes.
I mean, there's no getting around it,
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you hear that, Paulie?
I heard like some static. What were you trying to do? I don't know.
I gotta load something. I'm gonna share something right now since we're talking guitars, and we're gonna get on with the show. We got Dubs at Pelicans tonight. By the way, hold on. Oh, you bastard!
Come on, Pelican.
There we
What's
go.
going on with that, by the way? Can we get us like a health check on your Roadcaster? What's been going on with that thing?
Paulie, you're asking me to be like engineer, and I'm not.
You can't fit in a full overhaul and repair of the Roadcaster between the show, between the meetings, between driving. I mean, you don't have time for that. I'm surprised.
I don't, but I wonder. You know what I do have time for, Paulie? Is this guy, and he's doing his look at this 4-necked guitar, dude.
Is this for real? Is that like a real? Is he really playing this thing?
We're gonna find out, Paul.
Okay, cue it up. I don't know what this is.
We're gonna find out right now, but stand by. I want to make it full screen so we can get the full effect. Here we go. Stand by. Okay.
The 1980s were.
So there you go, dude. The guy has a 4-necked guitar and a 2-necked guitar, and not your average double-necked guitar. So I just wanted to share that because we were talking about double-necked guitars. But the fact that you can go side to side now when they have guitars like that is just bonkers. Because I don't know, I can't even come close to doing well on a regular guitar.
Me too. I'm no guitar player. I really am not. I'm no guitar player. I just fake it as best I can. By the way, Scarlet Fire, I don't know what prompted this. She's checking in. This is her post.
Yeah.
Monkey and the Engineer. I don't know why she's posting that, but guess what, Scarlet Fire? I'm playing that song on 320 at Brisbane. I swear to God, that's in our set. I've played that with Tony before, and I'm going to play it on 320 at the Brisbane Inn. So if you want to hear Monkey and the Engineer, you come on down, and I'll give you a version. Yes.
Seriously though, everybody should come on down if you're able. I know some people live like further away that it's too much of a trek, but if you're able to cruise on to Brisbane, first of all, the town of Brisbane is so freaking cool. Second of all, the Brisbane Inn is a killer spot. You walk in and it is, I don't know, it's got a vibe. And the bartender, I forget the bartender's name, but he's the coolest.
He's awesome. He's awesome. Yeah.
And pours a mean cocktail. Let's just say you get your money's worth at the Brisbane Inn, musically, sonically, and with your beverages.
So I want to say this too, for those of you who didn't come out to the last gig, it kind of turned into like a house party. It turned into like a private party. There were just the PMP family was just like kind of wandering around the place. Tony had a box of C's candy. People were toking grass right outside it was mayhem over there. So we'll have a great time if you can make it out on 325. Please do come.
I had a great time playing with you, and Drutzy was playing too, and Bob Marcucci on drums. It was really fun, man. Looking forward to March 20th. It's going to be a good time if you can make it. It's a Friday night, right? Yeah. Get out there, have some fun, and it'll be a really good time. And it'll be right before our opening day frolic, so it'll be a good time.
And by the way, if you want to look your absolute best, which I think a lot of PMPers they care about their appearance. We have a very healthy audience. You might want to get your teeth cleaned before the gig. Nice, so let's talk about Dr. Matt Young and Young Dental right here in San Francisco. Yeah, right in the mouth where we belong. Dr. Young, Matt Young, my good friend, my dentist for over a decade. Tony is like a newcomer to the Matt Young charm, but I've been with him for a very long time. He's been working on my teeth for a long time. Dr. Young's been in practice for over 25 years. He's a San Francisco guy. I love the fact that he lives in the city. He works in the city, right down there in Union Square, beautiful part of town. Monster Giant fan, too. Plenty to talk about when you go into Dr. Young's office, 490 Post Street. If you are if you've been delinquent, if you haven't been to a dentist in a long time, shoot him an email, info@youngdentalsf.com, and just tell him, hey, it's been a while. I've been tardy. I don't feel tardy, but you tell Dr. Young, hey, I want to get scrubbed up because I'm going to Paulie's gig and I want my pearly whites to shine. while they're playing Monkey and the Engineer, Scarlet Fire. He offers all the comprehensive dental care you can imagine: cleanings, fillings, implants, veneers, orthodontics, emergency care. Tony likes to talk about, there he is, the handsome face of a Dr. Young. Look at the teeth on Dr. Young. You would expect his teeth to shine. Now, what is this visual, T? I like this. What is this?
So this was a visual when he was the guest speaker, the number one speaker at a conference. I think it was in Arizona at the end of last year, November of last year. And I asked him, I said, send some pics, man. He's like, no. I'm like, no, send pics, dude. So he sent a picture of this, and this was on the display while he was the guest speaker. And he's the president of the American Association of Implant Dentistry, and so they asked him to speak on their behalf, and there he is, man, just smiling bright with the beaming pearly whites, looking damn good. And
leave that up there if you could. I just want to look at him while I'm talking. I really do, just while I'm talking about his services. So I'll tell you what, make your appointment now. You will thank me, I promise you. And like Tony said, he specializes in implant surgery and implant restorations. He's the president of the American Academy of Implant Dentistry. He kind of goes around the country and lectures. He speaks at conferences about like the work that he does. So you know you're in great hands. Just go to Yelp or Google reviews. You'll see all the positive comments. All the patients love him. You know who turned me on to Dr. Young way back in the day is our good friend, one of our old coworkers, Natalie. Yep. Natalie was a patient of Dr. Young, and she was this woman we used to work with, and she was like, you really got to go see Dr. Young. He's the man. So I did, and I've been with him ever since. And Tony, I'll let you kind of take the spot home, but if you're ready to make the appointment, give him a shout, 415-392-8611. Thank you, Dr. Young. You were the freaking man. Hope to see you on 325, by the way. Monster Giant fan. He came out last year for a couple of our events, so hopefully we'll see him on opening day, Tony.
Dude, how about this, man? I'm just looking at some reviews from Dr. Young, because again, we like to tell, not just from us, but from people that I've actually recently experienced the Young Dental Group, and besides my wife and kids, besides myself, besides Paulie, besides Escobar. I think Escobar's been in there. Dr. Young, this is a review from this February 2026. I went to see Dr. Young because of severe wisdom tooth pain, and he handled everything with skill and care. I ended up needing 8 teeth removed, with bone grafts, and the entire procedure went smoothly. What surprised me most is that I had no pain during recovery. He goes, Dr. Young explained everything clearly, made the process feel manageable, and the extraction completely resolved the pain that brought me in. I highly recommend him for anyone dealing with wisdom tooth issues or needing major dental work. How about that, man? So this is also from Limalds from also February. She says, absolutely amazing experience. Dr. Young and his staff are friendly and professional, making every appointment smooth and stress-free. Dr. Young is very professional and highly skilled. Procedures like tooth extractions, bone grafting, and surgery are quick, comfortable, and well explained. Let's see. He answered all my questions clearly and explained everything well, making me feel comfortable and informed. The dental assistants are also wonderful and attentive. Highly recommend this clinic for anyone looking for top-notch dental care. It's a Young Dental Group, man. It's not just us. It's everybody that goes there has a damn good time. And probably on the way out, I was looking up Dr. Young pictures, and I came across this, and I was like, can you refresh my memory as to why we did this? But I'll show it. And then we put the mental health mask on Dr. Young back.
I do. I know why. Why. Because we were doing this whole riff is based on reality, though. Because I've told you guys that when anybody goes in and you're in his chair, if you're like an uptight dude like I am, and he'll offer you different ways to relax. He'll say like, hey, do you want to wear some headphones while I'm doing the procedure today? And I always say yes. I'm like, absolutely, I want to wear headphones. I told you the truth. In the past, I've listened to Giant games. I remember listening to a Tim Lincecum start at Shea City Field when they were playing the Mets years ago. And a lot of times I asked for he told me once, dude, when I was knocked out, I was all gassed up. He was like doing a root canal. And he said in the middle of the procedure, I started asking him for more Jagger. And I don't remember doing it. He was like, you started asking me for like more Mick Jagger, Rolling Stone stuff. I don't remember it. But the riff was, next time I go in, I'm going to ask him if he has any Kevin Dubrow and Quiet Riot. Can I get mental health while you're working on my teeth? So there it is. Yeah, it's a great shot. Where'd you pull it from?
Dom Peralta did that when we talked about this before. He put the mental health mask on Dr. Young. I think it was back in late 2025. But when I did a search for Young in my saved files, that came up. I'm like, wait a second, we put the mask on Dr. Young. So I was just trying to bring it back up because I love that look for Dr. Young.
Well, last thing I would say is now I'm going to ask him if he could wear the mask while he's working on me. Nice. You know what I mean? Yo, nice. Dr. Young, can you throw the mental health mask on? Also, well wishes out to our friend Kyle McKiernan, good Irish boy out there. He said he's really sick. He thought he had pneumonia yesterday. Dude, don't play around with that, Kyle. I got pneumonia once. It can kill you. Pneumonia can freaking take you out. So take it slow, dude. And it's bad on the lungs and all that. So lay low, get some antibiotics. And I hope you feel better. Okay. Nice. We're going to go out to Scottsdale in 15 minutes or so. But Tony, I hate to bring up like depressing news, but we have to keep the show real. When people that we admire check out and leave the mortal, coil, as they say, we got to give respect and love. And Tony and I, we don't talk about this a lot on the show, but Tony and I bonded years ago, and we still riff on this all the time. Tony and I are monster fans of Revenge of the Nerds, okay?
Yeah.
And no one's going to rest until nerd persecution ends, the Tri-Lambs, You Moose, Sure Can Party, Wonder Joints, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And sadly, dude, one of the stars of that film, Robert Carradine, passed away. And was it last night or this morning? I'm not sure. I think it was
yesterday. It was yesterday. Yeah. And the news came out last night, and it was crazy. I was actually going to bed, and I saw it on social media. And then, I don't know, moments later, people started posting, tributes to him. And I saw Escobar sent something about him. And I was like, oh man, this is really brutal. Because like you said, Paulie, Revenge of the Nerds, yeah, there's some things that couldn't be made today in that movie, but the whole premise of nerds taking on the jocks, I just loved it from the moment I saw it for the first time, and I've seen it probably 20 times. And the cast is amazing. That's why we love Tekashi. John Goodman is the football coach, and then you have Lewis and Gilbert as the two main nerds. It's Tony, just incredible.
When they're first going on and they're like leaving high school, they're going to college together. And when they're carrying the trunk together, and the whole frat is like, nerds. They're like chanting, they're like running with the freaking with the chest of all their belongings and stuff. And then you got Booger, dude, getting it done. And you said John Goodman, bro, when he's yelling at the team, when your dad looked down on you in the crib, he had but one hope. You'd grow up someday to be a man. Well, look at you now. Dude, the race. Anyway, rest in peace, Robert Carradine. Really sad. Apparently he struggled with bipolar disorder. That's no joke. And,
Paulie, not to get too serious on the show, but I just do want to reiterate, because I've had, mental health check-ins.
I'm out of my mind. Are you kidding me? I'm out of my freaking mind. Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah.
And, I've had, some panic attacks in the past. I've had anxiety, whatever, but just reach out. When you think you've got nobody, you do. You always have somebody. Reach out and get in touch with somebody and talk to somebody, because a lot of people don't express what they're going through until they know somebody else is going through something similar or something else that they can relate to. And it's just, we're all in this together to help each other out. And I just beg people, if you're down in the dumps, if you're going through something, if you're struggling with depression, bipolar, whatever, talk to somebody. There are people out there that want to help.
It's great that you said that, Tony. I appreciate that. I really do. And it's you commented you saw the new Springsteen movie with Jeremy Allen White, and that movie really is focused on Bruce Springsteen's depression, which apparently medically it does run. It does have like a genetic link from generations. So in that movie, they kind of reveal, and I knew this from reading the Springsteen book, that Bruce's father had bipolar disorder. But it went undiagnosed for decades. So nobody knew why he was so crazy. And then as a result of that, Bruce became very depressed too. And it's kind of it's a dark film. It's kind of a hard movie to watch. There's some really rough moments in that movie, but it is a good examination of what it's like to wrestle with depression and bipolar,
Well, and like back then too, Bruce's dad grew up in an era where you had to be like,
Yeah.
you were either
You
a
didn't even
tough guy,
yes,
or you didn't talk about it.
Right.
And now, thank God, it's being destigmatized. But it still has a stigma out there where people are afraid to, to really express themselves or really kind of admit that they're going through something. But if you're going through something, trust me, so many other people are. And reach out. There's hotlines, there's professionals, there's friends, there's family, there's I mean, gosh, yeah, just reach out, because there are people that are willing to help, and it's the world's in a better place with everybody in it, man. Like, and Robert Carradine, I'm so sorry that you left us physically, but it just makes me sad that he felt like he couldn't reach out to somebody in those moments.
Well, and again, the reason I brought the Bruce movie up, because there are scenes in that movie where Bruce is so depressed, he's basically isolated by himself in this house, and people are calling him, like John Landau, his manager, calls him, his girlfriend calls him, and he just sits there like he's listening to the messages on his phone with this blank look on his face. And his girlfriend's like, Bruce, I know you're there. Pick up the phone. Come on, Bruce, pick up the phone. Landau calls him. He's like, Bruce, I'm really getting worried. You're starting to, what are you doing, man? Pick up the phone. And I think when you're in that place, it's just, it's just a really dark place to be. I see Escobar making some comments. I feel you, brother. Miguel, I understand. Yeah. Believe me, we've all of us have had troubles. One last thing on Robert Carradine too, Tony, because this is pretty cool. Did you know he has a role? It's a small role, but he actually has a role as a young man in Martin Scorsese's Mean Streets.
Yeah. I was reading about that last night. I did not know that until last night. I did not.
So that's that's Scorsese's kind of first mafia film, and it's a great movie. It's a legendary flick. If you haven't seen Mean Streets, definitely check it out. So Robert Carradine plays like this long-haired hippie who is hanging out in this mafia bar, and he goes into the bathroom and he starts shooting heroin. And then they wind up like stomping him. They kick his ass. Like all the mafia guys kick his ass in the movie. But anyway, that was Robert Carradine. And that kind of tripped me out when I learned that years ago. I'm like, oh my God, that's freaking Gilbert from Nerds right there.
Totally. I forgot that was him too, man. And how about this, Paulie? And I told you this right before the show started. I did not know that he was related to David Carradine. I just assumed it was a coincidence that because they don't really look alike. And I was like, and I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, wait a second. Of course he's related to Carradine because the same last name. And I'm like, whatever. But I don't think, I hope that he realizes how much of a factor he was in many people's lives that watched Revenge of the Nerds. Because I really do think that there was like a movement from that movie of like, you know what? F you, jocks, and it's the whole funny line about like, all jocks think about sports and nerds think about sex and blah blah blah. And it's but they have the final scene where Gilbert is at the bonfire and he's talking about nothing's going to happen until nerd persecution ends. We can't move forward until nerd persecution ends. Yeah. And Gilbert comes down and says, I'm going to join Gilbert down here. And he says, I'm a nerd and I'm proud of it.
Yeah. And, I'm a nerd and I'm pretty proud of it. Yeah. It's the greatest. Yeah.
You've ever been called a spaz or a dork? Or
why don't you come on up here? Why don't you come on up here and join us? Yeah. And dude, they're playing "We Are the Champions" by Queen in the soundtrack. Yeah. We are it's the great. It's and like you said, Tony, you look at anybody's life. I believe this actually. I think the most important things are acts of kindness and generosity towards others, and bringing joy to the equation in some fashion. Like you said, he brought a lot of people. He brought me a lot of joy, dude, laughing at his great stuff. So rest in peace. It's hard to report on that, but I see a lot of comments. Rex just put something. I see a lot of comments where people do understand.
Yeah, dude, that's my pie in the pie eating contest. Yes, and Betty Childs. Paulie, I do want to say I love people saying on the chat that they've they deal with depression on a daily basis. They are on medication. They've sought help. Same here, right? And most people in this day and age deal with some sort of struggle mentally, where there's so much stimulus out there, so many stimulants out there. So we're all in this together, man, is my point. And just reach out.
Hey, believe me, like if you do feel alone, you feel isolated, you got us. We're right here for you. It's for real. Like everybody come on in here. Everybody's welcome here. By the way, dude, Ryan Fong, just a post that says it all. limp-wristed throwing style, dude. With
Absolutely.
Lamar with the floppy javelin. I mean, it's one of the greatest scenes of all time. And don't forget too, when they put the red hot liquid on the football players' jock straps.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Can we get a piece of this, or is that just a picture?
No, we'll get a piece in a second, but yes, man. And Takashi says it's like salad because he's tossing the jock strap. Yeah, tossing the jock straps like with salad.
Tongs, dude. He's got tongs. Yeah.
But what a great idea for the nerds to get back at the jocks by putting liquid heat in their jock straps. And then that's when John Goodman says, "Oh, we forgot to practice," because everybody
yeah.
running, it burns. But here, let's just do a little taste.
Definitely
of the bonfire. Here we go.
Definitely.
I just wanted to say that I'm a nerd, and I'm here tonight to stand up for the rights of other nerds. I mean, all our lives we've been laughed at and made to feel inferior, and tonight those bastards, they trashed our house. Why?
Can we pause on McGinley for a second?
Sure. See, you can see the remorse there. He's got a human side. He's starting to feel some shame. Yeah.
That's the best part of McGinley's character in the movie is that he actually is a jock, but he feels remorse, man.
Yeah,
he feels, and Betty Childs comes around and it's like, well, you'll see.
Because we're smart? Because we look different? Well, we're not. I'm a nerd, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Hell yeah. Get up there, Gilbert.
Yeah, here comes Gilbert. Look at Carradine. He's like,
that's me and Rags right there. It's like, Rags, I'm coming. Yeah.
100% stand by, dude. Here we go. Look at Booger. There's Booger right there. There's
Lamar
Latrell. Here we go.
Hi, Gilbert. I'm a nerd too.
Best.
I just found that out tonight. We have news for the beautiful people. There's a lot more of us in our review. I know there's alumni here tonight. When you went to Adams, you might have been called a spaz or a dork or a geek. Any of you that have ever felt stepped on, left out, picked on, put down, whether you think you're a nerd or not, why don't you just come down here and join us, okay? Come on.
Dude, and look at this. The first to join, Betty Childs.
Yeah. Dude, this is the best.
Hi, Betty. Just join us, because no one's really going to be free until nerd persecution ends.
There it is. There's the line. No one's going to be free until nerd persecution ends, Paulie. There it is.
Thank you for that tribute. I was getting a little emotional during that. I got to be honest with you. And also, I'll say my final comment, and then I want to do a Tom Stack spot, and then we can bring in Los D and Dan. Los D and Dan C from Scottsdale. I just want to say that, dude, last thing, you moves sure can party, Tony.
Dude.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey guys, Wonder Joints and Paulie, just in honor, because this is the sound that we like to play. Hopefully, when teams that we hate get their asses whooped.
Yeah.
You just got your asses whipped
by a bunch of GD nerds. And then he takes the hat and he goes, nerds. I would stand up and redeem myself. Sorry, Paulie. Go ahead.
No, it's fantastic. And a lot of people are like now identifying themselves as nerds. Noemi, I'm a total nerd. Yep. Joy, P1998. My husband is a nerd. He's a cute one, though.
Paulie, you know what's funny, too, is one of the things that Paulie and I bonded on years ago is that Paulie and I both grew up like in grammar school and high school playing sports and stuff. But we also, there were like jocks and nerds and whatever. But I hung out with the nerds, too. Like there were no cliques in my world. I tried to hang out with everybody. I did love playing sports, but I also liked doing what the quote unquote nerds were into and doing. And then Paulie and I bonded on that years ago. And then we bonded on the movie as well. So again, Paulie, nerd persecution. I think it's safe to say the nerd persecution is over. It's done.
I might need to go watch that just as a tribute to Carradine tonight if I have time. Actually, the Warriors taking on New Orleans today down in the Big Easy. I think that's like a 5:30 game, I think. So you can maybe squeeze some nerds in post game if that's cool. Yeah.
Squeeze some nerds in after you do this, Paulie.
Pelican flag. Come on, Pelican.
There you go.
100%. Now, Tony, I want to talk about the services of Tom Stack, our good friend Tom Stack with Coldwell Banker Realty. Tom is a broker. He's been doing it for 20 freaking years. There he is at the Grateful Dead house with a couple of your companions there in the window. Tom Stack is a people person. He is going to help you find the right home if you're a first-time buyer, if you've bought several homes in your life, but it's time to move. Let Tom go to work for you. He is the right guy to do business with because he's just such a cool dude. He really cares about the community. Tony's going to tell you about the La Marinda corridor in a second, but I like to say it nice and simply like this. Tom Stack is a stand-up guy. He's old school San Francisco, and he's a guy that you can trust, which is a trait I think all of our sponsors have. He's going to treat you like a rock star. And by the way, buying a home is a freaking overwhelming experience. I've only done it once in my life, and that was plenty. You know, I'm sure I'm going to have to do it again at some point when we sell this place and find another one. But you do need the proper guidance. You do need assistance. You do need advice. You need somebody to kind of steer that ship. And that, my friends, is Tom Stack. He is the broker, again, with Coldwell Bank Realty. He is here for you. He's going to treat you like a VIP, like a rock star. Just tell him what you're looking for. I'm encouraging Stevie B to reach out to him because Stevie B is looking to buy with his girlfriend. And I know Patty's already had a conversation with Tom Stack about some Lake Havasu stuff. So when it's time for you, pick up the phone and make it happen. 925-878-9964. 925-878-9964. Tom Stack also going to be at the Bruce Springsteen show. We got a lot of PMP familia going to that Bruce show. So we'll see Tom at the Bruce gig. He's all in for the pregame party. We've already talked about that before we head over to Chase Center. You can also email Tom if that's easier for you. Just shoot him an email. It's tom.stack, S-T-A-C-K, at cbnorcal.com. Again, when it's time to buy a home, Tony, it's time to call Tom Stack.
No question, Paulie. I also want to talk about Tom Stack, the person. We know that he knows real estate up and down, and especially the La Marinda corridor, which is Lafayette, Moraga, and Orinda. If you were wondering where Moraga is, it's where St. Mary's College is, right off of Highway 24. You take St. Mary's Road off Highway 24, and you just go for a few miles down that road. You'll end up at the St. Mary's College. Beautiful campus. The whole area is freaking beautiful, dude. But Tom also is about the community now. For over 2 decades, he's poured time and energy into community events like the Lafayette Art and Wine Festival, Lafayette Res Run for Education, Taste of Lafayette, Rock the Plaza Summer Concert Series in Lafayette, and Notes for Hope. He's also a charter member of Sustainable Lafayette, so he's helped to make the town hall greener and worked with Gold Star families to support military families. He's also was honored a couple years ago as the Lafayette Business Person of the Year for the City of Lafayette. The guy, he's an advocate for open spaces, right? He's spearheaded an organization for the preservation of open space in Lafayette.
Nice.
The guy, I think he kept 68 acres of pristine parkland populated by heritage oaks, meadows, 2 creeks, and abundant wildlife. This has nothing to do with real estate, but this has everything to do with Tom, the person, and the gigantic heart that Tom has and the passion that he has for the community and for the people in the community. So we're big fans of Tom Stack. We're stoked to be partners with Tom. And the people that have worked with Tom, they talk about the experience of hanging out with Tom. And also he knows his ass about real estate and will find you the house you're looking for, but also entertain you and also create a friendship. And like he says, he wants to be a relational real estate agent where you guys are friends long after the transaction.
I've known Tom for a long time too. We kind of bonded on our mutual love of music. You know what he told me the other day, dude? He freaking blows my head off when he says stuff like this. First of all, Tom's credentials as a music patron in the San Francisco Bay Area. He saw the Grateful Dead at Winterland a million times. He saw Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band at the Winterland. And he casually threw this at me. Oh, yeah, by the way, I saw Springsteen and the E Street Band, ready for this, at the University of Santa Clara in 1976. I'm like, you know what, dude? And he said there was like 800 people there. Okay. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah, so Tom, my point is there's plenty to talk about with Tom. You can trust him. He's one of us, and he's going to treat you well. Thank you very much, Tom Stack. We love you. We'll see you soon. All right, Tony, real quick, before we bring in Dan and Carlos from the desert, check your phone. Dan, Coach Emilio has just sent what looks like a personal message from the new Giant skipper, Tony Vitello, to you. And it's addressed to Creative Tony. So you're going to want to maybe show this on the show. Look at this kid. What are you doing, bro?
I don't even know where my phone is right now. This is so wild.
Yeah, we can't.
Here, stand by. I'll be right back. Stand by.
Okay. All right. Wow. Look at that outfit. Holy smokes. I've never seen Tony actually rise out of his chair with that freaking with that cape on or whatever you call that thing. That thing. Wow, dude. I'm blown away. I had no idea that was that much of a production. Look at that thing. Wow. Jeez. Tony, will you wear that to the Bruce show? That's my only question. Please wear that to the Springsteen show. So yeah, pull up that message. And apparently Dan, because Dan has been at Scottsdale like pretty much on a daily basis. So do you have the message with the video?
I'm looking at it right now. Here we go.
Okay. Can you download that so we can show it on the show?
Yeah. What I'll do. Yeah. You're gonna have to give me a sec. So I'll hold the phone real quick while I.
Well, why don't you bring in our guests and you can work on that while we bring them in? So can we go to Scottsdale right now, T?
Yeah. 1 sec, P. I'm multitasking here. Well, here I'll bring Los and Dan on right now, and you can say hello to them.
Yep.
And stand by 1 sec, P. There is Mr. Carlos de la Fuente.
Yeah, there's my guy. What's up, Los D? Good to see you, brother.
And
what's happening, boys?
There we go.
Oh, you guys look great today. Wow, dude.
I'm ready for opening day, man.
Okay, first question: who's on the back, Dan? You got a name and number on that bad boy?
Yeah. Take a guess. He's not a current player.
I'm going to say
Will Clark.
Yeah.
No.
Hold on. Stop. McCovey.
No, it's not an all-timer. I'll just give you a clue. He's part of the greatest double play in Giants history.
Oh, it's going to be Crawford or my boy Joe Panic.
Yeah.
Dude, you have a Panic jersey? That's amazing. Dude. Amazing, Dan. Amazing.
Respect. Dude, Danny C coming with the Joe Panic jersey. Don't forget, out of St. John's University. He's a New York boy. And you know what? He was a good, solid Giant. He really was. He was a solid boy at second base. And his career kind of sputtered out at the end there. But he could hit. He was a like professional hitter. He knew how to take in that bat. And like you said, he had a great glove out there too. That's bold. Do you have any Giants jerseys, Los D, with names and numbers on them?
No.
I have one. And it's a Rod Beck, which is pretty badass.
Oh, I love Beck.
Yeah.
I got a Willie Mays jersey, but it's kind of more of like a mural. A lot of his photos and achievements, but no number on it. Used to have a Will Clark jersey, but outgrew it.
I'll tell you a story. I had a Jack Clark 22 signed, the orange jersey, and it wasn't back then. It was the real McCoy. It was the embroidered everything, the stitching, the number. It was no cheap. It was a little heavier piece. It was nice, and got into in my early 20s. Had a couple of kids, and things were a little tight. And I had to sell it just to put food on the table.
That's rough. I'm sorry to hear that. But now that I know this, Dan, you and I are now blood brothers in Jack Clark fandom because when I was
Jack the Ripper.
When I was a kid, he was my hero. He was my favorite player. And check this out. This I keep on the shelf behind me every day. This is my Jack Clark.
Baby, yeah.
Nice ball right there. If you can see that. I got my Jack Clark ball. I'm a serious Jack Clark head. How weird is it, too, that both Jack Clark and Will Clark both wore number 22.
22.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Mike Murphy did that, I guess, huh?
Yeah, no question. So, guys, how are things in the desert so far? It's been pretty eventful with the fire alarms going off the other day. We've seen a triple play. What are your guys' takeaway? I'll start with you, Dan. Like, what are some of the comments and takeaways from Scottsdale so far?
Well, it is spring training, so I take it with a grain of salt. The regulars aren't playing a whole lot. They're getting a few at bats though. They're moving the lineup around, just playing with it. You're seeing, Like today, Patrick Bailey is batting fourth cleanup. That's not going to ever happen in the regular season.
No.
Yesterday it was Jung-Hoo Lee in the cleanup spot. So they're just tinkering around. But I think what I'm seeing is a real focus on fundamentals. Tony V is out there, hitting ground balls. He's, I tell you, I think that is so important to these guys, because when you see a manager that is that involved, as a former player, you get juiced when your head guy, the leader, is watching you. When he hits a ball to you, you want to make sure you get it and field it properly and don't screw up, because he's watching.
Yeah.
He's not just watching, he's involved. And I think that's really key. These guys, everybody says, oh, he's a college guy. This is the pros. These guys are 25.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of them are 30, but it's a kid's game.
Yeah.
All right. And they're not far removed from, they remember, probably, the guys like Chapman, they've been around, but it's a kid's game. And anytime you get a manager that communicates with you and is connected to you, it has a way of bringing a team together. Everybody's saying, well, can he manage? Part of managing is just getting guys connected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, no question. Yeah, it's definitely part of being a skipper in the bigs is managing all those personalities and getting everybody to get on the same page. It's not easy when you got 25 guys and some people have different agendas for them all to be corralled with one common goal. Hey, shout out Low Steve, by the way, with the Expos hat on. That's pretty gangster, Carlos. Yeah, respect.
Nice.
We talked about the Expos yesterday a little bit on the show. We were talking Expos. Yeah,
that's why I'm wearing it. I had to pull it up. Danny knows I've had this for over a year. I wore it to spring training and always get comments on it. I think Dan bought one as well. So
I got one up in the closet there. Yeah,
is that the multicolored hat one with the blue and the red and everything on the? Yeah, it's got like each section is a different color. That's freaking so sweet, man.
I think you took that from my studio, Los.
No,
nice. Yeah. Stolen.
Ironically, red, white, and blue colors, and yet it's Canada. Kind of funny.
Oh, I know, right? That's funny. Dan and Los, I'm a big fan of Buster's move to bring Vitello in. And again, I trust Buster, first of all. And then second of all, like you were saying, Dan, Vitello, whether he's college or pro, he's a baseball guy. And obviously he knows the game inside and out. He led a very successful program in Tennessee, and players loved playing for him and were very sad to see him leave. And it was a tough departure for him. I don't think it was just an easy decision for him to just walk away from that program that he helped build at Tennessee. But you can't turn down, an opportunity to pitch, to manage in the bigs. I also think if the Giants have a good season, I could see, and then Vitello, and then next year they have an even better season. I could see other teams starting to look within the college ranks to hire managers from the collegiate level, which has never really been done before. It's always been like you got to rise up through the minors, you got to have played before, whatever. That's not the case anymore, especially if this happens, if this works out, which I think it could. Like you said, Dan, he's got to be relatable. He's got to be a motivator, which I think he is. And he really doesn't care what people think, which you have to respect. And I like that.
I love it. It.
Right.
And you know what, guys? He has a great support staff around him. He's got Ron Washington on the field. Yep. He's got Buster Posey. He's got Dusty Baker, and he's got Bruce Bochy in front office. So he's got a great.
Who did you say? Who was the last name you said?
Bruce Bochy.
I'll stand by.
If you need a beer, grab a beer.
Nice.
Yeah, inviting all of us to have a beer.
Grab a beer.
Yeah,
he's got a wealth of experience at his disposal to ask, and he's. I just hate the narrative about people like already trying to rip on him for this and that little petty things like that. It's just so lame. Just let the guy do his job. His players seem to love him already, and build that chemistry, and he'll be fine.
Hey, my buddy Sean Proctor's in the chat. All right.
Nice. What's up, Sean? Good to see you guys. I want to ask Carlos a follow-up on that because yesterday, and Dan, I'm sure you heard about this too. We talked about this on yesterday's show, that after the triple play was recorded, Andrew Baggerly, who's been a Giants beat writer for many, many years, he made a really odd comment. I found it very odd. Like, rather than compliment that play and how rare it is to see a triple play, I don't care if it's spring training or not. Triple plays are cool and they're fun to watch and they're extremely rare. Bag said, yeah, it was a good play, but it helps when you have players on the field who know how to play the game, when you have an inexperienced manager who's never coached at this level before. I was like, boy, that's a kind of drive-by comment. Carlos, how did you interpret that? I was surprised he said that.
Completely unnecessary, completely lame. Dan knows how I feel about Baggerly. Just some people just have to kind of find and pick out the negative on things like that. So, I don't know, maybe he has a personal agenda. Maybe he doesn't like Italian food. I don't know, whatever. But, I don't know where he's going from that angle, but I thought it was out of pocket completely.
Another thing, I don't know if you guys saw this. I was watching a little clip on X with him, and Justice De Los Santos was interviewing him in the stands. And Justice said, there's a lot of different things going on with players. What particular player, couple of players or player do you have your eye out on that, that you're watching this camp? And he goes, Tony Vitello. Mm-hmm. And then he goes into talking about Tony Vitello as a lot of people are looking to see him fail. And I'm like, what the hell? How did you go from which play? And I'm thinking to myself, and I made a comment. I said, what is that all about? Because to me, if you're talking like that, it looks like to me that you might be one of those guys that are hoping he fails, because I don't get it. He is the guy that broke the story about Tony Vitello coming, and that. So
that's
when that whole fiasco a week ago Monday came up with Tony in the dugout, when did you hear about me getting the job? And he said 4 days before accepting. Well, Bags is the one that. So maybe after that, both of those comments have come from Bags after that. So you wonder if there's a little personal things going on there between the two of them.
Hey, and I'm sorry, Tony. The Bay Area has a history of coaches with no experiences doing very well. Dusty Baker had absolutely no experience as a manager, did well. Steve Kerr had no experience as an NBA head coach, did well. Your talent will take you very far, and Tony will be fine. So we're just sitting back and laughing at all these little negative.
Hey, Carlos,
before he's even had a chance to prove himself. That's hilarious.
Right. It's freaking spring training. Everybody needs to lighten up. Tony, I know you got something, but let me throw another name on that pile. How about Eddie DeBartolo hiring Steve Mariucci, who had only coached Cal for one season, freaking season. And he brings in Mariucci, and his first year in 90s. Now, granted, he had Hall of Fame players on the field. He had Steve Young, Jerry Rice, etc. But he took them to an NFC championship his first year coaching in the NFL. So it's not entirely unprecedented. Tony, go ahead, bro.
I was going to say, I like what Vitello is doing with the leadoff spot. 2 out of 3 games, he's had Arise in the leadoff spot. He had Bader the other day, and those are the 2 names that the 4 of us have actually talked about in the leadoff spot. Arise 2 for 3 yesterday in the leadoff spot. I love, and I'm hoping that Vitello is open to everything. In like we've talked about small ball, we've talked about the hit and run, we've talked about just manufacturing runs. So I'm hoping that, because in the collegiate level, you'll see that more than you will in the bigs, the small ball or the manufacturing of a run or the hit and run or swiping more bags. So I'm hoping that is part of Vitello baseball, his brand of baseball. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but maybe Dan, do you think that maybe that some of that transfers from the collegiate level to Giants baseball?
Oh yeah, I think he's made the comment he'd like to be a team that is very disliked, and some people, in college they referred it to FU baseball, playing a little bit of that. I'd love to see that at the big league level. I want to see, the Giants. One of the things that I love what the Giants have done by bringing in Arise and Adames in the last, and Devers, really, 3 Latin players, and then you got Ramos, and I love the passion. If you watch anything of, you're going to see it here in the World Baseball Classic, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, the Dominican, when they do something well, it's going to look like a party on, and that's kind of like what do they say? That's no man's land. You don't go there in Major League Baseball, but I think it's coming to the game. I really do. That all the younger people coming up, I think there's going to be some, you're starting to see it a little bit with bat flips, but I think you're going to see more and more celebrations.
Dan, I'm all for it. I got to be honest. And you know what? And if a pitcher gets offended and pissed off by it and wants to throw some chin music, I'm all for that too. Like, keep the passion and this, like you're talking about the unwritten rules, like you don't show up the pitcher, you don't show. You know what? Don't throw a cock shot and have it get blasted 420 feet. You know,
how about when a pitcher strikes a guy out and he's pumped up and doing all what he can do that? That's fine. I love it.
It's double standard.
Well, and it's like Mike Krukow always used to tell us. Mike always used to say, "Hey, listen, guys, the players will police the game better than anybody else. Let these guys know what's acceptable and what's not acceptable." Remember all the stuff like between Puig and Bumgarner, like it was like constant. So I think to your guys' point, the further into this generation we go, like there's going to be less and less of that kind of being offended by a bat flip, being offended by pumping your fist, because this generation has grown up playing the game that way.
I totally agree, Paulie, and bring it. And like Dan said, the World Baseball Classic, you will see that on display with a lot of these players, and bring it to MLB. I'm all for it. Because it's any way to engage the younger audience. My son's 12. He plays baseball a ton. He doesn't sit down and watch a full game, right? I guarantee you he will if he knows that certain players are going to be spicy, they're going to be energetic, they're going to be passionate, and he'll want to see that stuff. And it's like any way to engage those younger audiences, man. I'm all for it.
Hey, Tony, let's do a quick super, and then I want to ask another question. I want to ask these guys about pitching and what they've seen, but let's give Escobar some love here. He just checked in as a super.
Sure, and let's give Dan and Los some business time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's business time.
All right, here we go. Escobar Cheeks the third. He's checking in. Thanks, Escobar, for the super. He says, I think the PMP muscle needs to pay bags a visit. Hashtag F Shady Shohei. Hashtag cut the crap. Hashtag Musk fix it. Hashtag no butt stuff. Hashtag no shaman. Hashtag F the Dodgers. Hashtag free the thumb drag. Hashtag F bags.
Thank you, Escobar. We love you, brother. We love you. Hey, guys, my probably biggest question mark going into this season, I think a lot of Giant fans feel this way, is the pitching. The starting rotation, the arms in the bullpen. I really don't know what to expect, but I didn't see the footage, but I heard Birdsong got roughed up the other day. Did you guys see that outing? Did you see it when he
I was there at the game. Yeah.
Danny was there.
Yeah.
He just, command again, couldn't find the plate, gets behind guys. And then, when you get behind guys and you're walking guys, what's the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you throw a strike. The hitter was waiting for it. Grand slam, boom. That's why you got to get pitches over the plate, because, instead of walks kill you, right? They say walks will kill you, man. And kill you more than one way, because if you're walking guys too much, then they know you're coming in and they're waiting on it. And they're waiting on one specific pitch, something that's coming straight.
I think to add to that, I think the lineup is set, not necessarily in a specific order, but we know who the 9 guys are going to be more or less. When it comes to the pitching staff, just me and Danny saw in the first practice that we went to, we saw this kid that they just picked up, played Tidwell. And and we were watching him, and Tony, that mitt was popping, and the sound. Yeah. And I was like, wow, where did this dude come from? I think he has an outside chance. I don't know what Danny thinks about him. Maybe.
Yeah, did you see his outing Saturday?
He might be the 5th guy in the rotation.
He struck out the side.
Nice.
He's definitely positioning himself, if not the rotation, if there's an injury, because I think the rotation's pretty well set, but he's positioning himself for the next man up.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, Vitello doesn't have a history with any of these guys.
Right.
So like they have to like prove to him, and he seems the type of guy that he's not going to have like preferential favoritism towards what you've done in the past. What are you going to show me now in these next 5 to 6 weeks? That's who I'm putting out on the field. That's who I'm going to put in the rotation. That's who I'm going to put in meaningful, bullpen situations. So I think Tidwell's got a shot to be the number 5 guy. Birdsong has all the talent in the world. It's up here, guys. He just needs to mentally be stronger because he lets a few things going wrong and he just gets rattled. So
right.
And I think we're onto something there where Vitello is not coming in with any sort of bias coming into this season, because like you said, he hasn't been around this staff and he's been focused on Tennessee volunteer baseball. He's been focused on the Giants farm system or the Giants pitching staff. So, and I think we've talked about this too. If there's an area that's going to have a lot of movement in the spring, is the Giants bullpen and the Giants staff. So there's definitely availability, man. So hey, go for it. There's an excitement around Giants baseball that we didn't have last year. And nothing against Bob Melvin, man. I'm a Bob Melvin fan for life. But I love that the Giants didn't hire another retread.
Yeah, they really couldn't afford to sit on their hands and be complacent about this, because you're right. We've had several kind of 500 caliber years in a row. Like the fan base needs a spark. We need some new kind of energy and a shot of life. And one last thing,
and Paulie, also real quick, give me Ron Washington, as much as I can get.
Yeah,
give me Bochy, give me Dusty Baker. Like Lo said at the beginning of this segment, they surrounded Vitello with all of this experience and knowledge that literally, if there's anything, I mean, like I when I coached high school baseball, obviously nothing like the bigs, but when I coached high school baseball, I called my varsity coach, Jim Decker. He didn't coach anymore, but he was like one of my favorite people in the world. I called him all the time when I was trying to make a lineup, trying to juggle lineups, trying to talk. I called him all the time. So the fact that Vitello can pick up the phone and call any of those guys and be like, hey guys, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? And give me your pros and cons of whatever the situation may be. That is invaluable to have that at his fingertips.
I want to pass one last kind of comment along, and then I want to show the video that Danny C got us from Vitello, and then we're gonna have to break the huddle today, guys, because Tony and I have to get ready for another meeting we have. But years ago, when I was in Scottsdale with Murph, and I think it was Ryan Vogelsong who said this, who had like a rough outing. He was out, it was spring training, and he got roughed up one day, and we talked to him, and he was like, guys, you got to realize spring training is for working on specific things. Like in that example, I think he said something like Dave Righetti told him, hey, I need you to go out there today and focus on your breaking stuff. I'm not worried about your fastball. That's rock solid, but see if you can locate break. And he got crushed like the other team, like roughed him up. And it didn't matter to those guys at all. So we got to kind of keep that in mind. Sometimes the pitchers have instructions to work on something that might be a weakness and it might not go well, but there's a bigger plan in mind,
1,000%, 1,000%, especially the pitchers and the veterans. Like they know what they have, but they may be working on a new pitch.
Right.
They may, the new pitching coach may be asking them to work inside a little bit more. So spring is just about working on your mechanics, working on doing a few different things, tweaking this, tweaking that. Because me and Danny talk about it all the time on the show. We talk about how baseball players are always making adjustments because adjustments are being made at them. So it's a constant, adjust to what they're doing to you and then countering. It's chess. So absolutely, that's 1,000%.
All right. So Dan, why don't you set this clip up? I haven't seen it yet. I know it's in Tony's possession. He'll show it on the show, but tell us the backstory here. What do we got?
Well, it was I was down at camp. Los and I were down there a week ago Monday, and it was second full practice, the full squad, and Tony came over to the netting, and right by, I was just standing there and I was talking to him, and I said, "Hey, would you give me a shout out to my YouTube channel, NorCal?" And so started to record it, had a little mess up on the camera. Did a second take, screwed up again. Third time he does it, and he gets and I get it, and he goes, "Hey, this is Tony Vitello. Listen to Dan. We're worth a listen," or something like that on NorCal Sports Network. And then he goes, and then he finished that sentence, and I cut it, and he goes, "Take care," and I go Giants, and I missed that, and I go. He goes, you got to learn to edit, man.
Yeah.
You got to have creative Tony on the team.
Yeah, man. So I should have just let it keep going. I was so happy we got through the third time, but great guy. And I'll tell you another story. Saturday, I'm at the ballpark Peoria, and after, they had the little scrum, you see the sports writers, Pavlovic, a couple others around him, and he's standing there right on the but near the dugout, and he finishes. And I stood there and I said, "Hey, Tony." He remembered me because I had my new business cards, which Dom Peralta designed.
Thomas,
yeah. There's the new card right there with the logo.
Nice.
And then on the back, we got the QR code, and we're giving some monthly giveaway tickets. So he goes, I go, "Hey," because I've been trying to get the Giants to set up an interview, and they haven't, got it done yet.
Yeah.
So I says, "Hey, I'll just have Tony call me." And he goes, "Give him to my sister and my brother-in-law, who I'm standing right next to."
No way.
And so I talked to them for like 5 minutes after.
Yeah.
And, he said, "Hey, where are you going tonight?" Tony's talking to him. "Oh, we're going somewhere, out to dinner and blah, blah, blah." And so I got a chance to talk to his sister. And I said, "Hey, love Tony. He's just awesome." And they were saying, "Yeah." I said something about the whole blow up, in the dugout with everybody blowing it up. And I said, "I know Tony. He doesn't appreciate phoniness. He's an emotional guy." And she goes, "Yeah, we're Italian." She goes, we're emotional. We tell it like it is, and we don't.
Yes.
And but I love talking to his sister and brother-in-law. They're from Kansas City, so we got into that a little bit about the Chiefs and says, Niners a little bit. But anyway, that's all it was. So Tony's a great guy. He's a people's manager, man.
Yeah.
He's the players manager. He's the people's manager. San Francisco is gonna love him.
That shows you how great Don Peralta is, man. You look 40 years old on that business card. Great job, buddy.
Hey, Tony, quick question for you. Can we show the video with these guys on the screen? Okay.
Yeah. Here we go.
Let's show the video, and then we'll say goodbye to these guys. But I want to see. Let's see it, T.
Stand by. Where'd it go? There it is. Here we go. Stand by. Here we go. Here's Tony B. Stand by. It's gonna pop up.
Vitello with the San Francisco Giants, encouraging you to listen to Dan on the NorCal Sports Network.
There you go.
You start saying, "Take care."
I got to tell you too, he's looking really good. That's a handsome skipper we got right there.
Man. This guy's. Hey, if you see him walking around in the streets, he's a most eligible bachelor in San Francisco now, right?
Oh, watch out. He's going to get snapped up. The ladies are going to love this guy. Hey, Dan and Carlos, we love you guys. Thank you for the contribution today. We'll continue to do this. If you guys want to keep coming on, love to have more spring training reports. And in the meantime, let me just shout out Dan Coach Emilio. We'll do a proper spot tomorrow, but visit securemoney.com. You can email Dan at securemoney.com. Call Dan 1-888-960-SAFE. And then Los D, we're going to do a proper spot for you on the way out today. So, boys, thank you so much. We love seeing you guys. I love the freaking Joe Panic jersey. I love the Expo hat. Rock and roll. And
Thursday, when you guys are live, Los and I will be at the game.
Nice.
At Scottsdale. So if you want to, we could give you a quick little 2-minute live.
Yeah. A live check-in from Scottsdale Stadium, Dan?
Yeah. We'll be at Scottsdale.
Rockies. Yeah.
Nice. Enjoy it. Enjoy the warm weather. Enjoy the sun and baseball. And much love to both of you guys. And we'll talk again soon. Thanks, boys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Los.
Hey, and Tony, on the way out, let's talk about Carlos de la Fuente, the main man with the Expos hat. By the way, you know what? If you're going to do business with Carlos, you should call him and say, like, "Hey, Los D, I want to do business with you, but I have one request. Wear the Expos hat when we're signing papers." You know what I mean? Wear that freaking Expos hat while we're doing business. Carlos at Flex Funding. This is my main man, another San Francisco native. We got all these city boys, man. And he is just your main man. And when it comes to money issues, he's a he's a mortgage broker who can handle private money loans. When it comes to your finances, we've talked about this a lot. You have to be able to trust the person that you're working with. You see him? He's an understated guy, dude. He's just a cool cat, Carlos. And he gets people. He's worked with a lot of us here in the PMP community. And again, when it comes to finances, mortgages, loans, this is the guy you're going to want to talk to and do business with. First of all, yeah, there you go. Trust Carlos. He's got over 25 years of experience in the business. And then just to talk about some of the services he provides, HELOC loans, home equity lines of credit, one of his specialties. He excels at that, actually, and he handles all finances or financial business related to real estate mortgages, both residential and commercial. And by the way, I would imagine Carlos is going to be really busy with the commercial real estate, because you go downtown San Francisco now, there are so many abandoned office buildings after the pandemic. Like, a lot of people really never went back. So I'm sure people are looking to unload commercial properties, or maybe like new startups want to buy commercial properties. If you're watching the show and you have a startup, talk to Carlos about it. He could probably find something really cool for you. He's also, he does refinancing. He's a one-stop shop, basically, personal loans. The guy does it all, Tony. We've taught you guys, I think a lot of us know him at this point, but I do see new faces on the show every day. So it's good to kind of reinforce Carlos's services. We call him Los D as a playful nickname, real name Carlos de la Fuente. And again, if it's a simple thing where you're just like watching the show and you're like, well, I'm not buying commercial property, I don't even need to sell commercial property, I just need some freaking cash in my pocket. Carlos can help you with that, man. He can put some cash in your pocket. There are a variety of ways to do that, different kinds of loans he can explain to you. And again, last thing I'll say, Tony, is with Los D, there's never any appraisal fees. There's no escrow, no title fees. And again, he respects and values your time. He will close most deals within 7 to 8 days. So when it's time to make the move, talk to Carlos de la Fuente. Email him, carlos@myflexnow.com, or call him 925-250-4894.
Dude, you just nailed it, Paulie. Seriously. All I want to just reiterate, I think it's 27 years now, or 28 years now in the industry. Yeah. And in the greater Bay Area. The guy knows the greater Bay Area. He's born and raised here. He's just one. You guys see him on our show, and we are so excited to partner with him because he's such a good dude. Like, we were talking about Tom Stack earlier, and how people enjoy just hanging out with him, let alone doing business with him. It's the same thing with Carlos de la Fuente, and that's why we love Los. And so if you want to give him a call, you can email him as well, but I highly recommend the phone call, 925-250-4894. 925-250-4894. And also follow Los on social media at Los_DLF. Very fun to follow on social media as well, Paulie. And hey, as we transition out of the spot play, I want to give a live update from Scottsdale, Arizona. The Giants are up 2-0 against the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or whatever hell their name is. Logan Webb, 2 innings on the bump. 4 Ks in 2 innings to start the game. Now Landon Roop, there it is, on the mound. He's got 1 inning under his belt, scoreless inning with a K. So he's on the mound now in the 4th inning. So Giants up 2-0, looking to go 4-0 to start the Cactus League. Love it, love it, love it, P.
Roop, there it is.
Yep.
Roop, there it is. By the way, I got all my
team back again. Sorry.
I was telling Carlos and Dan before the show, we had to end early today because we have a meeting with Cron 4. Dude, shows you how overwhelmed with everything I am. Cron 4 is tomorrow. Today's our meeting with like our business advisor, our business manager, who at this point shall remain anonymous unless she wants to be revealed. I don't want to like expose anybody, but we do have a meeting we got to fly to, you guys. So thanks for watching the show today. I want to ask all of you in the PMP community, support our good friends over at the Hum Daddies. We love these guys. They've been
wow,
yeah, we're locked in as usual, brother. Same wavelength, always has been, always will be. I want you to go support the Hum Daddies. They're going live tonight at 7 p.m. And by the way, Hum Daddies, I really like that new U2 stuff. If you've checked out the new 6-song EP they dropped last week, really good stuff. Some really nice guitar sounds on there. Bono sent the whole thing. All of it is really good. Hum Daddies at 7. PMP returns tomorrow night for the night flight at 8 p.m. And Tony, that's all I got today, buddy. Thanks for everything.
Hum Daddies, come to Standard Deviant Pier 70 on March 25th for our opening night party. Giants Yankees 5:15 first pitch. We're going live. We're not going to do a show. We're just going to do a hangout a little after 4:00. Standard Deviant Pier 70 on Maryland Street, 1070 Maryland Street. We're going to have beer flowing. Neil Donardi is going to do a Longbridge pizza pop-up right out in front of Standard Deviant. We're so pumped to do this. So Hum Daddies, get there. And I love people, Paulie, our PMP Familia supports the Hum Daddies. They check out their show. They support Rod Brooks, who was live last night. He's going to go live again on Thursday night. It's all the posse, and everybody supporting each other and scratching each other's backs, and the reciprocity, Paulie. And again, rest in peace, Robert Carradine. Rest in peace, Robert Carradine. And also, happy birthday to our friend, and we're big fans of this dude, Dan Ogden, Tom Tolbert's producer. Happy birthday to Dan Ogden. Love the dude. And Dan, by the way, shares his birthday with Jeff Garcia, who's 55 today, with George Thorogood, with Rupert Holmes, Paulie.
Escape. Shout out Escape. I got you. Yeah.
Dude, I love that you said Escape and not the Pina Colada song, because the proper name.
You got to be factual now. If you're talking Rupert, if you're talking Holmes, you better drop an Escape. Yeah.
Dude, absolutely, Paulie. And then also Edward James Olmos, and a heavenly birthday to number 74, Fred Dean.
Oh, dude, smoking cools in heaven. You know what I mean? The guy's smoking freaking cools in heaven with Jesus himself right now. He's asking Jesus if he wants a cool. You know what I mean?
100%, dude. I
mean, the best thing about Fred Dean, too, is that he would leave the field after the second quarter for halftime. He'd be sitting in the locker room while Walsh is diagramming plays, just drilling butts. Just sitting there, full pads, just drilling butts. God bless Fred Dean, man. Hey, last thing, too, since we said Escape and Rupert Holmes, two other great escapes before I lose this. One, Metallica, Escape, and then two, fantastic Journey record called Escape. Stone in Love, Don't Stop Believing, Who's Crying Now, etc., and so forth and so on. All right, Creative Tony, thanks for everything, brother. UPMP Familia, enjoy your day. We will return tomorrow night and Rags, good luck with the hand tomorrow, brother. I hope all goes well. And
Paulie, don't forget the Escape Club, Escape from New York, and Escape from Alcatraz. That's all I got for you. And Rags, yes, take care of your hand and use the other. And if you need some lefty advice, I can show you some lefty tricks.
Wow.
As I'm a lefty. Wow. And good luck with the procedure, buddy. We'll be thinking of you, Rags. We love you.
All right, guys, take us home, Big T.
Business hours are over, baby. It's business. It's business time.
Thanks so much, PNP Familia. We love you guys. Stevie B, Rags, Noemi, Soccer Bowl, John Joseph, on and on it goes. Escobar Cheeks the third, Noemi. Mwah. Much love to all of y'all. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Night Flight. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, y'all.